What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Creative Locker Podcast. My name is Aaron Berkshire. Today is a very special guest. His name is Brett James, aka BJ, and I am part of his mafia because I watch his YouTube videos every single day. Jaguar YouTuber. Brett, what is up, my man?
Aaron, want to say thank you so much for having me on the show, man, onto the podcast. You know, you've definitely been big inspiration to me, man. Seen all your work, all your content creation too. And we got two great Jaguars content creators right here joining in on a podcast. And, you know, I'm excited for this show and I'm excited to see what the future holds, man.
Dude, thank you so much, man. I can't wait to get into this conversation. The first thing we're going to talk about is obviously the Jaguars. But first, I just want to say, dude, you are so amazing at what you do. Every single morning I wake up and I watch you on YouTube, and then I watch Generation Jag, Jordan DeLugo. Then I watch UCF Jaguar, and then I continue on to watch all my NFL shows like Pat McAfee, Rich Eisen, just everybody that I watch. But you guys are part of my daily routine, man. And I just love hearing about the Jaguars, and you guys are what have really inspired me to not just want to make videos about creating content and photography and videography, but also just be proud that NFL and the Jaguars especially are part of my life. And I really want to talk about it, and I love listening to creators who talk about it. So I just want to say thank you, man, for what you do and just giving me something super sick to watch, you know, and listen to you talk.
Absolutely, man. And I want to say thank you for, you know, continuously supporting me and you and many others that are out there, you know, supporting me, Gen Jag, UCF, and the rest of the Jaguars content creators out there, including yourself. And, you know, we're all one big, huge family at the end of the day, man. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, it doesn't matter. And definitely just want to say my level of gratitude towards you and everybody else out there, man. So I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing today if it weren't for you guys, and I'm going to consistently put in the work, and that's all it's about. I love what I do, and we're going to keep working our asses off.
Man, YouTube is special, isn't it? Like, no matter how long you've been in the game, whether it's been for a very long time or somebody brand new to the game, kind of like me, and I'm not sure exactly how long you've been doing it, but I think not too long. But recently you talked about stepping through the door of, and you know, I know our age gap, you know, you're in your young 20s and I'm in my 30s a little bit, and I know there's a gap there, but we're in the same world, we're in the same path, which is just trying to make a living for ourselves or our families, from not just the normal job, you know, being a content creator, which is, you know, such a very, very, like, it's such a niche nowadays. Like, a lot of people are creating content in so many different forms, wouldn't you say? Just so many different ways to do it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I definitely feel like there's a million different ways out there for people to become independent, whether that is through content creation in many different forms, such as obviously videography, photography, any form of filmmaking, the list goes on. And it's definitely great. You know, you alluded to it, you know, you being in your 30s, me being in my young 20s, and I'll be 22 next month. You know, we're just both in the same mindset, same work ethic of putting in the work, consistently putting out content, like you say, just make content, and, you know, finding a new way to continuously grow with our product. And at the end of the day, man, if we love what we do, we're going to continue to work hard for it and work to become independent entrepreneurs, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about at the end of the day is, you know, I'm not gonna call it the Matrix, but just breaking out of the system, you know, just breaking out of the system of not having your regular job, you know, because I worked in a kitchen for over 10 years. You know, I grew up working all kinds of restaurant jobs, and like I paid my bills paycheck to paycheck, and I just was, you know, I've always been an artist. First it was music, and then it turned into photography. And then it's so weird because then it turned into creating content. And over the years throughout, well, since 26 to now, which I'll be 34 in March, you know, it's been just creating content, which is, it's so cool that you remembered and brought that up, man. Like, that's been my slogan for 4 years now. I've been rocking just create content, just do it, like Adidas.
Yeah.
Like, just create content in any way, shape, or form, like no matter what it is, just create something in the form of content. Like, I know that you're not, you know, a photographer, like, you know, by description or anything like that. And you're more of like, almost like a reporter, but you're still doing videos of yourself and you're still a YouTuber, you're a content creator, you're a video creator essentially. And even though you're recording videos of yourself. And I just think it's awesome seeing so many different versions of content, you know, nowadays in 2023, and how many different ways there is, you know, just to create content.
100%. And, you know, I totally back up everything that you said too. And I think what you had said too about your slogan as well is extremely important. And it's kind of a similar mindset I have. And ever since I saw that from you, maybe a year or two ago, that slogan, just create content, that's kind of been my mindset going forward too. And there is a million different ways to, be a photographer, be a video filmmaker or videographer, a content creator of any kind of interest. And, I'm going to continue to work at this. I've seen how much growth I've had in these last 3.5 years of me being a content creator on YouTube. And
dude,
I've seen the platform grow.
Yeah,
thank you, man.
It's crazy.
Absolutely.
It's weird because like you've been going you've been going so hard with the amount of videos that you upload weekly. And I'm just thinking like, wow, I love that this man is so creative to just continuously, it's like your topic, is the Jaguars mainly. And a little bit, and I love that you also go into talking about the other teams too, because like a lot of YouTubers, they won't spend any time, it's all about the Jags. And of course, it's always about the Jags.
It's always the Jags, correct.
It's always about the Jags. But like the fact that you talk about and show respect to all the other teams for like a good segment of your video, like it's weird because, you maybe for a team now, like one team, maybe your subject now, but like look at the Pat McAfees out there that just, they start with one team, but they end up becoming such a reporter and such a personality and identity that it just leads to so many things to talk about and just to create about, which is, it's just awesome, man. Mad respect, bro. I know that you're young but I love I love listening to your videos and like, dude, the Jaguars, do you mind if we take a left turn real quick?
Let's go right into the Jags, man. Absolutely.
Dude, this is why I'm so, dude, honestly, I've been on a cloud nine the past 24 hours, man, because like leading up to this game being the last home season game for me to shoot, and after my first season actually being employed by the NFL and being an LCC, this is my last game of the season of my my first season doing that. And it was so special, and like I was like, wow, at 27-0, I was thinking, man, this is sad. This is the last game of my season. Is we're gonna pull a Jag, and we're gonna choke in this game. And I just think in the first quarters, I was thinking, man, do we even deserve to be in this game, man? Like how, and then we'll get into how they turned it around and how now it's in the history books to be one of the most epic things ever. But dude, how were you feeling in that moment? Like, did you feel that we even deserved to be playing in that game?
Yeah, absolutely. And a couple of things I'd like to preface my comments by saying is that, going into the matchup, first of all, I was maybe a little overly confident, a little arrogant and cocky when it came to this matchup with the Chargers. And I had definitely shown a lot of respect
Me too.
to that team, and obviously Justin Herbert for where this team has been and, all of the all-pro and Pro Bowl level talent going into the matchup. But I just felt like the Jags were the team that were hot, the Jags were the team that were confident, and we were playing at home in front of our crowd. So I had a lot higher of expectations going into the game. But what had actually transpired in that first half when the Jaguars were down 27-7, and even when we were down 27-0, to really get into that, I never personally felt like being in the stands that game was over. And I had seen us down 17-0, and I'm putting out on Twitter, hey, we're still in this game. I've seen us down 17-0. We go down 27-0. And of course, there's going to be a part of you that says, you know what, man, maybe this is just what's destined to happen.
So I was just talking about it in this last Jaguar video that I dropped a couple days ago. I was saying, let's just be glad that we're way beyond schedule. This is where, we're not quite ready for this moment, but just look, from last 2 years in a row to winning the division and being in a playoff game, like just be proud that we're going to move forward as a winning franchise. And that time is over. That time is dead. You can forget about those Jags, all the past Jags. Like it for real is a new era now in Jacksonville. And wouldn't you agree that like, we totally have already made it way beyond the expectations of this year?
110%. I mean, they exceeded my expectations too. I had the team going into the season finishing with a record of 8-9. I had us just missing out on the playoffs because I knew that, obviously a Super Bowl winning head coach like Doug Peterson was going to change a lot of things. Having a second-year quarterback and a quarterback like Trevor Lawrence that we all trust and believe in, he was going to take that next step. And I think both of them overachieved, exceeded expectations, and obviously a lot of the guys that we paid this offseason too, more notably on the offensive side of the ball, Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, all of these guys all had career years.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
And you can't say enough about what Doug Peterson really came in and instilled, like you said, this is a brand new era, new regime, new culture. This is not the Jags of the past. And even though we did overachieve and we did exceed expectations, and now we're heading into the divisional round, we're now one of the 8 best teams in the NFL remaining.
It's crazy.
It is great to know that we have that peace of mind moving forward, that we have the coach, you've got the quarterback, and that's the 2 most important elements to winning football and sustaining a confident franchise moving forward.
Yeah, and look what's going on around the league. Exactly what you just said. Like, you got to have a quarterback and a coach that, both of them are elite level to really make it into playoffs and to make it far in this league. And we finally have ours, man. Like, we've gone to Doug Marrone and even my boy Gardner. I love him to death, but like just this elite talent of Trevor Lawrence, where they compare him to guys like his favorite quarterback growing up, Peyton Manning, and they compare him to Andrew Luck, Peyton Manning, John Elway. And last season, we're all just kind of like, something just doesn't feel right about this.
Yeah.
Like, it's supposed to be better than this. It's supposed to be better than this. And it's crazy to think that the coaching had this much of an impact, like, on the guys' season and everything. Because, like, I'm so sorry. Dougie P, the king, should absolutely win Coach of the Year for this. And, like, man, if we go to the AFC Championship, his first, which I know that's saying a lot. I'm already jumping past the Chiefs right now, which, we'll talk about that in a second. But, like, if we just, even as far as we've gone now, like, that has just shown that this coach is elite. He really knows what he's doing with the football team. Obviously, he's won a Super Bowl, but to be able to come in and just be just black and white different from what Urban Meyer did last year.
Right.
And just take this team to a whole nother level, having his Carson Wentz version 2, but in my opinion, way better.
Of course.
No offense to Carson, he's a great quarterback, but I personally think Trevor is, and I'm gonna turn a little bit now too towards the topic of the top 4 AFC quarterbacks, because if it's, and let me know if you agree with me, bro, it's been Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and Justin Herbert. But if I count right, we beat Justin Herbert in the season, and we just beat Justin Herbert in the playoffs. I think it should be Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and Trevor Lawrence now, maybe then Justin Herbert. Do you agree? That's how I feel.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that statement overall. I'd say Trevor Lawrence has ascended himself at least into the conversation of being a top 5 quarterback in the NFL as a whole, a top 4 or 5 quarterback in the AFC, because we all know that the AFC does possess all the best quarterbacks in the NFL. But I will say, if I'm trying to take a little bit of the bias out of it, and I'm really trying to be level-headed, rational with this analysis of it, it's hard for me, and I know you're a very big Lamar Jackson fan, it's really, really hard for me to not put Lamar Jackson still into that conversation, because he is a unanimous MVP. He should have been an MVP, I think it was last season, had he not gotten injured, and now he's missed the last 5 games of last season, at the end of the year, the last 5 games of this season. And as of right now, as we're recording this podcast, the Baltimore Ravens are playing the Cincinnati Bengals and the Bengals in the wild card round, and Lamar Jackson is not present due to that injury, and we know some contract negotiations. So I think Lamar Jackson's unbelievable skill set and talent still needs to be in that conversation. I definitely think that the argument's there because of how much he has carried this Baltimore Ravens offense. But Trevor Lawrence is absolutely right there in that conversation, and
you're right. Lamar did win the MVP.
Things.
He did. Yeah, Lamar did win the MVP. You really notice with the way the game's going on right now. Like you said, we are recording this during Sunday Night Football right now, Bengals versus the Ravens. But you can see just the difference. In Lamar Jackson's last game was against the Jaguars.
Correct.
And that was an unbelievable also comeback win. And it's crazy that Lamar's last loss was against Trevor. And now we beat Justin Herbert and Dak Prescott. And it's so nice to see our boy up there, because I literally have, screenshots and receipts about people talking about Zach Wilson.
100%.
I don't even want to hear it. Like, this
I don't
dude,
either.
And I see it from a different angle, Brett, BJ. I see it from a whole different angle. And I see it down on the field with him in so many feet in front of me, right so up close. And I'm telling you, this man has the mechanics. And maybe not the magical creativity right now of Patrick Mahomes, but when I say when he moves around and just everything about him reminds me of Patrick Mahomes, and he's just a mix with, if you take Patrick Mahomes and mix him with Peyton Manning, that's where I'm at with Trevor right now. And it's just nice, man. It's refreshing because I'm a lifelong Jag fan. I grew up, obviously the team came around in 95, 96, and I was about well, like I was like 9 or 10 years old, and
Yeah.
my dad was a Dolphins fan. But as soon as the Jags became a team, it was nothing but the Jags from there on out. And I grew up just, I'm from here. Even though I moved away for a little bit for work and stuff, but I've always been a Jags fan, and I'm glad to be talking about them now, man. Podcast,
Yeah, of course,
YouTube,
and
whatever. Talking about the Jags just makes me happy.
It does, and it makes me happy. That's exactly why I began making Jaguars content on YouTube, because 3 years ago, well, I started making content 3.5 years ago, but I started making Jaguars content a little bit less than 2 years ago. So I haven't even been a Jaguars content creator for even 2 years. And I said, the way the national media doesn't respect the Jaguars, they don't talk about the Jaguars. Plus, they don't know anything about our community, this fan base, the actual organization, the way it's ran.
So sad.
They literally look at things black and white, and then they still neglect to talk about us. And the prime example of that was when the Jaguars came back down 27-10, beat the Dallas Cowboys. They beat America's team, and they never talk about how great the Jaguars were. It was, what did the Cowboys not do? And that was blatantly evident yet again. And it's probably going to be the same thing with the Chargers. What did the Chargers not do? Not necessarily what did the Jaguars do.
Fire the coach. Fire the coach. I watched every TikTok, every YouTube video over the past 8 hours of today that I could listen to in the truck and just whatnot. Just listening to stuff today all day. And I was up till 3 a.m. because I had my adrenaline after the game.
Yes,
oh my God.
I was up till 3 a.m. last night as well, too.
Through the roof. Dude, it's so funny. I don't know if you listened to Tony Wiggins' Locked On Jags, but he literally made a video when he got, after the game was over, 30 minutes after the game. So it's 2 a.m. and I'm listening to Locked On Jaguars, just in the kitchen. Just fresh new video talking about the win. I'm like, this guy's dedicated. Yeah. I want to be as dedicated as this guy. This is crazy. But yeah, the adrenaline had me up, and just... yeah, it's all fire the coach. It's about Justin Herbert is so elite, but the team around him's not elite. And you know what? Exactly. You have to have a good football team all the way around you. You have to have them all the way around you. I don't care if you're Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, and all these guys fused into a one. If you have, holes in your team, then it doesn't matter. It's not Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert aren't on the field throwing hands.
Of course.
or balls at each other's heads.
And I do want to kind of add on to that point real quick. I do want to piggyback onto that because while it is very evident that obviously a coach and a lack of skill set players to put around a young quarterback is obviously going to hinder his ability to have success. Of course, you're going to want to put great players around him, and that was very evident with the Jaguars this offseason, getting the right coach, getting the right free agents to come in and help build a system around Trevor Lawrence. And with Justin Herbert, I mean, he is through the first 3 seasons of his NFL career, he has the most passing yards through any quarterback in NFL history. We've seen the talent, we've seen the production, and obviously he's got some great players around him these last couple of years, like Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, etc. And my only issue with
that's
that
another
is,
reason.
No matter
Mike
how
Williams
great of
didn't play.
Mike Williams didn't play, and that obviously definitely had a little bit of a lingering effect, I'd say, on that Chargers team. But the point I'm trying to make, though, is that you see consistently, no matter how great you are, you still need good players around you. But also, if you are that guy, and if you know you have a quarterback that, while players are down, they're injured, and also you have some deficiencies on the offensive side of the ball, you need to pay a guy, or you need an elite level quarterback that can make up for some of those deficiencies. We know guys like Patrick Mahomes can do it even without Tyreek Hill. We've seen Tom Brady do it with guys like Julian Edelman and Danny Amendola and Wes Welker. These guys look like future Hall of Famers. Great quarterbacks
these guys
make guys look other guys great.
Yeah, none of those, dude, other than on the Buccaneers, Tom Brady's, other than one season of Randy Moss, Tom Brady never had named receivers. He gave them names.
Exactly.
He made their names. You know what I'm saying? You have to have the quarterback, and, we got our guy. And the guy.
We do. We have our guy. William Trevor Lawrence.
It's crazy.
The prince that was promised.
Yeah, that's right. The prince that was promised. It's so funny, too, because, I love that guy. I didn't really like him a long time ago, or just through the years of really listening. And the fact that he's had T-Law's back since day one, and bringing in the band to play the trumpets and stuff. And I forgot what's his name?
Nick Wright.
Prince. Yeah.
First things first.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's weird because a lot of the times that you have someone that's built, the hype is so built up around them like that. And most of the time it ends up not actually being that, but we can 100% tell that it's our time, man. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't. I understand that we need Christian Kirk and Evan Ingram and Zay Jones, and we need all these amazing players around us. But we didn't. I don't know, man. I just feel like if you, like you were just saying, if you have a elite quarterback who can just be a leader and just be an insane athlete, whether you're someone who runs around like Lamar Jackson or someone who's throwing it like Joey B and Trevor Lawrence and just obviously Patrick Mahomes, you just lift up every other player. You build up everybody else's name, and you guys. But yeah, I mean, Justin Herbert and the Chargers absolutely pooped their pants on national television in the fourth quarter.
They did. It was blatantly 100%. Evident.
It was crazy too, because I was sweating bullets in the freezing cold. It's like 30 degrees. I'm down there freezing my butt off, and I'm so focused in because I'm trying to do a good job, shooting the game. And I'm just thinking, and I have to be, I'm not allowed to wear logos and stuff. It just has to be NFL logos and stuff. So I can't, rep my team while I'm working. I just gotta wait to the end. But like in my head, I'm just so emotional. Because in a good way, though, it's never distracting. It just gives me fire more. Like, I'm really zoned in, But I love the Jaguars, and they've really, really turned it around. I didn't think now, why not join in on, welcome open arms to anyone who wants to join in on being a Jaguar YouTuber. Now would be the time.
Exactly.
Not that I'm just trying to jump in on now, but like, we need all the fans we can get. We need all the YouTubers we can get. The Jaguars don't even have 1 million followers on Instagram. They just hit like 750. Like, we're the lowest, fan base of an NFL team for the most part. I think. Like, who's next? Maybe like the Texans or something.
Probably something like that. But big shout out to Devin for always coming through with a great admin work, social media manager for the Jaguars.
And that's another thing. Like, we just deserve so much more and we're gonna get it. We're on the way. I mean, especially. I mean, look what's happening. When Trevor was drafted, we had 500,000 followers on Instagram. The Jaguars, like, we're talking about a professional NFL team. All the other NFL teams have millions of followers, at least 3 to 5 or way more. Like, and you're talking, we don't even have 1 million followers, and we're a freaking NFL team.
I know.
So,
and we've got the best colors and the best logo.
Dude. Oh my God, yeah. I fully agree, 100%. Fully agree. I can't wait for them to bring back a classic vibe, though.
It's happening next year. It's going to happen next year.
I really hope it does, because they need to listen to the fans. They don't have to necessarily bring back the whole Jaguar body that's like the Jaguar in the car. Like, I understand that one, but give us those classic vibes. Give me just the color, like just the jerseys with the gold rims on the double. You know what I mean? And just give me something vintage. Just give us something vintage. Yeah. Like, don't you guys think it's time? And yeah, I'm so glad you brought up Devin, man. I love the social media team for the Jaguars. They're one of the most creative, most dominant social media teams, I think, in the whole game.
Absolutely. They keep receipts too. They keep a lot of receipts.
Oh yeah, no, they're insanely professional. I have nothing but love and respect for every single person that works for the Jaguars team and for the social team. And I'm glad to feel like I work for the NFL. I don't work for the Jaguars, even though I do side jobs for the Jaguars Foundation, which is kind of a form of way of working for them. But every time I ever get to do anything at all that has to do with the logo of the team that I grew up loving, I'm thankful. And God is good for all opportunities. You just got to make the most of it and do the best you can.
Absolutely. And, I definitely see myself maybe not necessarily in the exact same position, where I'm going photography and other forms of content. And, maybe one day that ends up being my niche and I kind of fall into that. And that's another skill set that I've always been wanting to learn. And slowly but surely, like, I'm trying to branch myself out and put myself in those uncomfortable positions. But I definitely see myself one day working for this team, for the team that I love. Born and raised 904.
You absolutely will.
Absolutely, man. And it's just, work in process. And every day I'm going to wake up and just create content. So
just create content, baby.
Just create content.
Dude, you can do anything you put your mind to, man. You really can.
Absolutely.
And I know it to be true, because I'm from nothing. I come from 103rd Jacksonville, kind of like maybe the hood.
West Side, shout out.
Straight up 103rd Normandy West Side is where I was born and raised. And I come from nothing, and every dream that I've had up until 33, I've honestly made come true, and I can say that like full on. And you just got to work for it. So I've always been I know sometimes it sounds, corny or whatever when I say, hey man, if you want something, you really can get it. It's all just about how much you want it.
How much you're willing to sacrifice.
And just a hard work, because like you can sacrifice, but if you don't really open your mind up and learn and definitely be open to criticism and just be open to learning new tricks and techniques, no matter what you're doing, whether it's photography or reporting on football or And BJ, I 100% believe that you'll be on the sidelines doing whatever you want to do, man, because you got so much passion being 21, right? You said you're 21.
21, yep.
You got so much passion and you got so much dedication. I'm sure by the time you're 25, you'll be in really where you want to be, I'm sure.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I dropped out, and I'm willing to put myself in this position where I'm taking this leap of faith. I believe in myself, believe my work ethic, and I got people like you and a lot of other people out there and good people in my life to consistently support me. So thank you, man.
So let's transition a little bit more to talking kind of about you a little more. Is it cool if I ask you a couple questions?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Go right ahead. I'm an open book.
Awesome. So what were you going to school for?
So I did get my associate's degree at FSCJ. I actually just got it up in community college up in Jacksonville just this past summer. And then I just was in my first semester at the University of Central Florida. I had actually just gotten admitted into the journalism program. Very small number, handpicked program. And journalism was something that I was extremely passionate about after high school. And this is the career that I wanted to pursue. But I came into UCF completely open-minded, and I came into college completely open-minded with the idea that, hey, while I am going to work on my content, something else that I'm very passionate about, I also want to be working towards my education and to at least just have that piece of paper to say, hey, you know what? I got my education, but how did I actually apply it, and where did I get that hard work from? But I realized quickly, and I realized just kind of over time, that going to UCF and going to college really was just not for me. Not necessarily anything against the professors. I had nothing but a great time, great school. But I just felt like personally, college was hindering my level of success in order to become an entrepreneur. And I realized that being a journalist and being a reporter in the field in those circumstances was not necessarily for me. I felt like my hard work and what I'm passionate about will eventually pay off more than what that piece of paper will in 10 years from now. And I took that leap of faith. I dropped out of college and I said, you know what, I'm going to continue to work hard, produce content, do something that I love and I'm very passionate about. And I know that this will continue to take me further and open up different opportunities for me moving forward. And that's ultimately why I came to that decision to really drop out of UCF moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, I think what you're saying, the way you feel is that you're confident that there's other paths and other roads that can lead to the success that you're looking for or what you're chasing in life, and where you want to be, as you continue to grow up and stuff. There's different paths than just having a piece of paper from college. There's so many different forms of college too, man. Like, for instance, I went to the college of YouTube. I literally learned, I mean, I'm not afraid to say that I was a high school dropout. I cared about music, and I was playing music full time, and I was just skateboarding, playing music, and just didn't care about school at all. And in my 20s, I found out once I picked up the camera and I kind of made that transition as I want to learn more. I started watching YouTube videos, man, and YouTube became college for me. I found a couple guys that almost became professors, and I tell everyone that I go to YouTube college, and you can really learn anything you want, any trades, any skills, anything you want to do. It's literally all on YouTube. Like, YouTube pretty much has a visual example answer. I'm a YouTube spokesman now. YouTube has all the answers for everybody. Go to YouTube because they have all the answers for you. I mean, it really is. It really is, though. It's the Google of video. Like, any answer you have, and there's different answers, different ways and techniques for everything. But YouTube really taught me a lot with photography, with video, and you bring up, it was UCF that you were going to. Now, were you inspired by our friend UCF Jaguar on YouTube, or did you watch him, and did that have any connect there at all? The fact that you went to UCF and he is UCF Jaguar, and just kind of that whole, were you inspired by him at all or anything like that?
Yeah, I will say, me and Dalton, for you guys that don't know his name's Dalton. Me and Dalton.
Oh yeah, no,
good friends.
Yeah. You guys are good friends.
UCF Jaguar. For everyone that doesn't know.
I just feel like everybody calls him UCF Jaguar. I just don't, I just feel like that's how he goes by his name. Like, he actually hit me up to possibly shoot his wedding a little bit a while back. So, like, no, Dalton's dope. And I just literally call him, it's just a habit. It's weird. I call him UCF Jaguar to everyone. And it's like literally just programmed in my brain to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you guys are buds. Did he, did he hit you up and say, hey, like, it's cool that you know, I kind of inspired you to do this.
Yeah, so
like
when I actually got my acceptance letter back, I think early in the spring this year, well, I guess not this year, 2022, and I got admitted into the program in the fall semester, you know, I shot him a call, and, you know, he was excited for me and happy for me too. But I've known UCF really since 2019, and Dalton, you know, the first time I ever ran into him, I wasn't even making YouTube videos yet. I was down in Orlando at the Orlando Magic Toronto Raptors playoff game
sick.
Game 3. And as I was leaving the game, you know, I'm walking down Church Street in Orlando, and I'm like, hey, you're UCF Jaguar. And he's like, hey, what's up, man? And I'm like, yo, big fan of the channel. You know, great to talk to you. I talked to him for a couple of minutes, and then from there, I'd say just kind of over these last 3 years, we just kind of became closer and closer friends. And just, you know, he's a good guy. He's a great guy. And I wouldn't say UCF necessarily had any inspiration on me wanting to attend the University of Central Florida, but it definitely
I totally meant being a Jaguar YouTuber, like being a full Jaguar
being
YouTuber.
a Jags YouTuber. I thought you meant
No, like being a Jaguar YouTuber.
Yeah, no, I still wouldn't necessarily say so either. Like I said, I was already watching UCF's content, you know, for, I don't know, a good maybe 2 years or so too. And I've always loved his content. Still to this day, I still watch every single one of his videos, and he knows that. But I said it was more so I was just so self-driven, so self-determined to want to produce Jags content. I didn't like the misrepresentation of the national media and the way that we are perceived by the national media. So I wanted to be a voice for the Jaguars. I'm very passionate about it. And I wanted to be someone from the community, from the city that said, hey, you know, I can speak on the Jags in a good light, in a good manner, and give us the proper representation. And you see it, and a lot of other people see it too, and that's all that matters to me.
I love it, dude. I love it. I just don't think that there's enough. That's why I wanted to just join in now. And it's just fun. I don't even care if it never goes anywhere. If 1 or 5 people listen to my Jaguar videos, then I'm stoked. I don't even
exactly.
I literally don't care. I just love talking about the Jaguars. And the reason why I asked about UCF is because Dalton. The reason why I asked about Dalton is because you know, you and him and Jordan, watching you guys produce Jaguars content is what made me want to do it. So I was just wondering if it was like a circle, you know, like you might be the reason of watching him, and I'm the reason from watching you guys, and it's just.
But see, look, it's a domino effect. It's a domino.
It is a
effect,
domino. And that shows that you guys are good.
I always said it on my videos. I'm going to say it yet again. I'm extremely appreciative of each and every single one of you guys. You know, just the amount of love that you guys show, and it clearly is evident. You know, you say you wake up, you have your routine, you watch UCF, you watch me, you watch Jordan.
Yep.
You know, you go and watch Pat McAfee, and you just watch any other content of football that you can consume in your everyday life. You know, it definitely means the world to me. And like I said, look, now you're wanting to go and produce Jaguars content, and hey, look, maybe I inspire others to do it. Maybe other people are inspired by me to go do something else, whatever it may be. And it definitely just means the world to me at the end of the day that you guys are out there and enjoying the content.
I love it, man. I just love how you guys talk about the Jags, because you're right, dude. The media hates the Jags. The media hates the Jags. So like, we just need more awesome people that really, really, really love the Jags to start creating content. But I do think that that's changing now for sure. You can definitely feel it in the air changing with Trevor, with winning cures and changes everything. And maybe that since we have the Prince that was promised, maybe they will actually start showing us attention. And you know, I've seen a lot of other teams have people that have whole channels just talking about the teams, and you know, just like positive light. And sometimes things are negative, like every one of you guys have all covered the Jags through all losing seasons. I mean, it's no secret that we are a losing team and been a losing team, other than like one random season, 27 and 2017. You know, 2 out of 20 plus years, you know, like we're a losing organization. We're the joke. We're a clown organization. All this crap. Turned that around, didn't we? Starts with 16, but
it does.
And Dougie P, you know, and you know, creating content for football is something that I always wanted to do. So I'm glad to be doing it now, man. And it's cool to have you on the Creative Locker podcast, because the Creative Locker podcast, I didn't want it to just be like a podcast where I talk to only photographers or only people that like, you know, mess with cameras the way that I do, you know, and really into it. All creators. It's called the Creative Locker. Like, I just want it to be almost like I wanted this to be almost like a Joe Rogan thing. Like, I'm really
I was just about to say Joe Rogan.
I'm really inspired by Joe, and I just want to have different guests. I should have a couple really cool surprises with some cool people coming up soon, and
that's awesome, man.
That even work for the Jaguars, and that'll be really cool. And like, I just really want to do like a cool show where I just talk to my friends and people that inspire me. And if you're creating content in any way, you can be on the Creative Locker and have a conversation with me. I don't care if you're nobody, and I don't care if you're somebody. Nobody's nobody, but I don't care if you think you're nobody, and I don't care if you're someone, you know, with a big, you know, following or anything like that. Yeah, I love it. And people have told me for a long time that I'm a good talker, and we were kind of bullshitting before we started this actual podcast, how it's easier to have a conversation with someone, and it's easier to talk than it is to just kind of talk to a tripod and a camera and be that kind of YouTuber full time, which I'm trying those videos too, like you do, like, you know, UCF and all the people we talk about. I'm trying to do those too, but just incorporating the Creative Locker podcast into creating videos and podcasts, something for people to listen to. It just makes it easier having just good conversation and getting to know people.
It definitely does. And something I do want to piggyback off of what you had said, and, you know, I'm kind of losing my train of thought too, though. I know you said that, oh, there we go. It was about the Joe Rogan podcast. You want to kind of implement other creative content, people who do any form of content, whether they're established or they're kind of new beginners to the content creation world, how you kind of want to get them onto the show. And something that I take away a lot from Joe Rogan, I don't watch a lot of his podcasts, but obviously I've seen a decent amount of Joe Rogan, the visuals, and I've also listened to a good amount of his podcasts and audios throughout the years, is that the way that I want to do my style of when I interview Jags players this offseason, because I'm going to make it happen, I'm going to manifest it, I'm going to put in the work, and I will get some Jaguars content, or excuse me, I will get some Jaguars players to come onto the show and do some kind of content creation in that way. And obviously I'm going to hold out hopes for my guy Jamal Agnew, but back to the point is that I want that to be a Joe Rogan type of podcast, interview, sit-down conversation. I don't want it to be a, hey, this is me, I'm a Jaguars content creator. Hey, you're Jamal Agnew. Hey, you're... Exactly. That's not who I want to be. There's going to be questions about football, but I want to dive deep into personalities. I want to dive deep into actual everyday life and really build a, you know, personality out of that and build a video out of that. And that's something that I want to continue to do moving forward. And I'm going to manifest that. I'm going to work towards that this offseason. So after we win this year's Super Bowl, and I get to cover some Jags players this offseason once I hit all of them up. You know, that's something that we're going to be doing, and I'm extremely excited for what the future holds.
You know, dude, you said it all, man. I mean, you said it all. They're so much more than just football players. They're not just, you know, they're not robots. They're not machines. I've become friends. I've become friends with quite a few, and I'm very grateful. And they're really awesome to get to know, and they're all amazing humans, you know, that are really caring. And I've only met a couple that were kind of jerks, and, you know, we can all see out in the world which players,
of course,
you know, or we can all see that it speaks volumes. But football players are not just, you know, they are entertaining. They entertain us. They're in the entertainment industry, and you know, we're in the entertainment industry too. That's what we're doing too. But they're awesome humans, you know, and that's cool. I can't wait to see you. You're definitely gonna do it, man. I got no doubt. Jamal is really cool.
Thank you.
I'm sure if you just hit him up, I'm sure he definitely would do it.
I've talked to Jamal on a couple of occasions too.
That's cool.
He's in the DMs dude. And stuff too. Though
he's a good dude.
Yeah, he's a good dude. And I've met a bunch of the players outside of you know, the stadium and stuff too. Smoot's a great guy specifically. I think that stood out to me.
Such a rad
Josh
dude.
Allen's a great guy. Both of those guys to me, I've met them both around town before on a couple of occasions, and
that's
both
cool.
are great dudes. But I'm praying I get Agnew, and that one we'll manifest.
Let's back up to something you mentioned briefly. You said after we win this year's Super Bowl. And you know, I got to tell this story. For the past month, I'd say easily 4 weeks, I've had this saying that I've been telling the camera guys, the video guys, the social media team, and the Jaguars. I've been commenting it on the Jaguars posts on Instagram too, and on everything that I see. I've been commenting this one thing, and I say, we're never losing again. And it's so funny because we were down 27-0. I was like, well, that's definitely dead in the water now. And then we came back and won. I'm just like, and I walked up to one of my friends on the Jags social team, and I'm like, I said it was going to happen, man. I said we're never losing again, dude. We're going to go beat the Chiefs. We're going to go beat the Chiefs now. I mean, whatever. The NFL put it right in front of our face. They put Trevor Lawrence right in the front of the pack walking towards Arizona in that cartoon graphic. And I truly feel that the NFL supports and backs Trevor Lawrence as being a huge future face of this league. And
they do.
And he's going to earn it too by probably winning a Super Bowl. And Dougie Peterson will have a statue in Philadelphia, and then he'll have a statue in Jacksonville.
One in Jacksonville.
And then he'll be honestly one of the best. He will really be one of the best coaches probably in all of football history.
Yeah, and Doug Peterson, when he brings Jacksonville a Super Bowl, he's never paying for another meal in the city of Jacksonville ever again. Like, he is getting every meal for the rest of his life covered for, as much ice cream as he would like, and whatever the hell else Doug Peterson and his family wants, they got it.
Dude, everyone is already shocked that we beat Justin Herbert, and everyone's already saying we're gonna get spanked by the Chiefs. This was awesome. We all know we're gonna love the underdog mentality. Even my wife's like, because we're Patrick Mahomes fans too. She's like, everyone knows, and also look at this whole season, the little pitches and the little. Just Patrick Mahomes is a freak, man. He's a freak. So it's easy to just be like, yeah, I'm so thankful for how far we won a playoff game. We went from last to first, and now we're just we have so much brightness to look forward to. And my wife's so silly. She's like, yeah, but obviously you guys end up playing Patrick Mahomes next week. Like it was fun, but what's gonna happen there. So just enjoy it, bask in it, and just be appreciative. And I'm like, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But what if? Like, I know they played earlier this season, and it was a crazy game, and I don't know if you remember this, bro, but, Patrick looked back at Trevor and it's like, hey, man, I like what you're doing with this team, man.
Yeah.
We're going to see you guys again, man. You remember him saying that?
Yeah.
Dude.
I know, I do. It was when they dapped each other up after the game, and Patrick said, hey, man, you guys got a good group of guys going right here.
Yeah, you got a good group.
Keep it going, and he was right. We lost that game 17-27 at Arrowhead. We're familiar with the territory.
It shouldn't have even
familiar
been
with the team
10
now.
points.
And the thing is, we created 3 defensive takeaways that game, and we still lost by 10 points. And look at the flip side. We had five turnovers yesterday, and we still came back and won down 27-0. This is an any given Sunday league, and we've seen how resilient this team has been. And I truly believe that the Jaguars, and I've said this before, and I'll keep saying it again, it's not about squeaking into the playoffs. It's about streaking into the playoffs, having that belief system.
No, just stop with the exactly. Stop with the it's just a fluke. Stop that. No,
it's not a fluke.
I want the Joey Burrow mentality. He said, we're gonna smoke our cigars, have our T-shirts, and that's just what we expect going forward every single year.
3 more wins,
now.
man. Give us 3 more wins. We're on a 6-game win streak. Make it 3 more,
dude. I mean, what's crazy is it's only 2 more. And then they would be in the Super Bowl, right? You got divisional, the AFC Championship, and we've never even been to a Super Bowl. So it's like, and then here's what I know it's the Chiefs, and I know that they're on this insane year right now, and Patrick Mahomes is on fire right now this season. But it's like, what would be crazy? Trevor Lawrence versus Joe Burrow in the AFC Championship. And
the NFL scriptwriters might just script it that way. They might have.
Listen. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to lose to Joey Burrow a third time, because he already lost to him. He's already lost to him in prime time in a big, huge national championship game, and then he's already lost to him. Right? We lost to him in a game
last year.
Week 4. So he's not losing to Joey again, dude. Especially in the AFC Championship, winner goes to the Super Bowl, which our team's never been. And I know his team was just there, but dude, I think it's our time now. Like, who they gonna beat the always Jags? It might have been a bit far, but I'm just,
No, that's fine.
I'm not threatened anymore. With this team. I'm just not threatened anymore. I'm not scared.
Either. We don't have our backs against the wall anymore, too, and I love the underdog mentality. Yeah. Look, whether we play Kansas City, we played the Bengals, we play the Bills, it doesn't matter who we play. We're going to continue to be the underdogs. If we go to the Super Bowl, and when we go to the Super Bowl, we're going to be the underdogs. And just keep that same mentality, too. We've been there, done that. It doesn't matter if we're down. It doesn't matter if we're up. This team, this defense finds a way to be opportunistic, make the plays. Doug Peterson's clearly got these guys all in a position to succeed. And, at the end of the day, man, these guys aren't scared and the fans aren't scared anymore. We truly believe in the product that we're putting out on the field. And these guys believe the energy is different. And the 904, man, I'm telling you, this entire city, they all believe right now. We all believe in 16. In Trevor, we trust.
Dude, I have that shirt, dude. Thanks to Jordan DeLugo, actually. I have that.
I got the pin.
Dude, man, I just think that I think he can stand up to any one of them. And I think our team is really believing in him and believing the whole way. I mean, It's us. It's us this year. Maybe it is. Maybe it is us
Yep.
this year. We'll see. We'll see.
Does.
I mean, I just love this. I love the confidence, and it's a different kind of confidence. It's not the same confidence, cocky kind of shit that like Jalen Ramsey had going on in 2017 after.
Yeah, that was just being arrogant.
Yeah, no. This is something we've never felt before.
Yeah.
Maybe they did in 98 and 99. I was too young to know. So this is definitely...
Yeah, and I wasn't even born. I'm an 01 baby, so yeah.
Yeah, so like, I mean, it's crazy. Honestly, we were shocked at the end of the night, dude. I can't, like, with the field goal. Did you see the field goal just barely made it in, like, this month?
I know. So I'm on the opposite end of the stadium. Yeah, I'm on the... I don't know. Depends on the direction you're looking. I think I'm on the west side of the stadium because I'm over in section 223 and to see. I mean, I knew Riley was gonna make it, like regardless. I knew he was gonna make it through the uprights, but to see that kick go through the middle of the uprights, then with the wind curve back, I think my heart dropped for a good second and I was about to cry. But Riley made it, and he's been a lot more consistent since the Kansas City game. He's 17 of 18 on field goal attempts. After a rough, rocky start to the season, he definitely kind of settled in. And obviously last night, he made it. That's all that matters. Chip shot or not, high leverage moment. Fate of the universe on the line for all the marbles. He came through, and big shout out to Riley Patterson for what he did.
Dude, huge shout out to Riley, man. He's so cool, dude. I think he's definitely going to be our kicker for a little while going forward. He
just deserves it. He deserves it.
He definitely deserves it. And, you know, also huge shout out to Travis Etienne because I was really sad to see that I just wasn't seeing those breakout home run plays. And then right when we just, you know, his time was destined to be that 4th and 1, and that trick play that Doug calls on that 4th and 1, everybody stacked, everybody looking like Trevor's just gonna, you know, just manpower our way through it, and the fact that we just gave it to Etienne and let him run on the outside and just beat everybody, dude, that's what Travis Etienne's meant to do. That looked like such a Philadelphia. That was such a Philadelphia Eagle, old school. Like, remember the Darren Sproles? Yep. Remember, like, that was such.
Those were the days, man.
Dude, that was such
Deshaun
an
Jackson
old school.
And Jeremy Maclin and that team. Michael
and you can
Vick,
see it.
LaShawn
and you
McCoy,
can see it, dude. You can see it through the Jaguars' plays. You can see it in, like. I mean, man, I'm not even going to say I don't know if it's going to be this year, man. I hope it is, dude. And if it, and we're already this far, no matter what, there's nothing but excitement in this offseason and being a proud Jag fan 100%.
Of course, and look, we didn't come this far to come just this far. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, because how many, look how hard it is. Look how hard it is just to get to this far. It's really hard to get into the playoffs. It's especially now.
And it's extremely hard to win any game.
Bro, we could literally talk about the Jaguars for hours.
100%.
This is
I can sit here and talk about the Jags all day, every day.
Dude, we should 100% follow up and do another one together.
Absolutely, I'm always down to do a great collab.
Dude, I've enjoyed this conversation with you so much, homie. Listen, I think that we should do another video talking about the Jags after they lose or win the Super Bowl and don't lose at all. When the season's over, we should do another one.
We'll put it like when the season concludes, but after we have our Super Bowl rally in Duval County and the whole city goes crazy, and you know I go and get my Jaguars tattoo on my left arm and I finish out this sleeve, then you know what? Then sure enough, we'll go ahead and we'll do another collab right afterwards. Dude, it's gonna be epic, dude. Whenever you're ready, dude. I'm so grateful for you to come on this show, man. Listen, dude, I'm gonna say a couple things, but before I do, would you like to say a peace out to the audience? Anyone who is awesome enough to listen to this podcast or check out this YouTube video, do you want to go ahead and just close out and say something to them before I close? Yeah, so I'll say, you know, kind of my little last minute thoughts in my closing statement is that I want to say, first of all, thank you, Aaron, for, like I said, allowing me to come on to the Creative Locker podcast. Come sit down. This is our first collab together. And, you know, I know we've been following each other's work for an extended period of time now. And it's definitely been great, too, to see the work that you've been doing and how continuously hard you've been working. And obviously it's being reciprocated into what I'm doing, too. And I'm definitely grateful for that. I'm definitely grateful for each and every single individual that has been supporting me on YouTube, on Twitter, people coming up to me in public and just constantly having my back. You guys were a big reason as to why I felt validated and grateful enough in order to drop out of college. And I obviously believed in myself and believed in my work ethic and to see where I can go. And I'm just extremely grateful for every opportunity that's coming moving forward. And just know that the rest of this Jag season, no matter what happens this week and moving forward, We've got the quarterback, we've got the head coach, and it's a great time to be a Jags fan, and I'm extremely grateful for this team, for the city, and just everybody out there in the Jaguars community, and it's just a beautiful feeling right now. I just want to say thank you guys all so much from the bottom of my heart.
Man, again, just thank you so much for being on this show, man. I can't wait to see all your upcoming content. Can't wait to see your videos. That anything you put out today already. I haven't watched one today, but I'm gonna, as soon as we get off this, I'm literally gonna go sit at my computer and watch your video that you put out today.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely, man, and thank you so much for your compliments. And I just appreciate you coming on this show so much, man. And I hope anyone who listens to this feels a little bit inspired or just takes something away from this. Brett and I really just love creating content, man, and it's the name of the game. And we love football, which is also, this is why we're even doing this, man.
We love football. You do know
so
one more
much.
thing that we do both love as well, too, right?
What's that?
All my homies.
Oh,
we love Jamal Agnew.
We love Jamal Agnew, dude.
Agnew.
Jamal Agnew is a beast, and I do agree with you. I would much rather have Jamal Agnew than DeAndre Hopkins. We will close this video on that, dude. I would never take DeAndre Hopkins over Jamal Agnew, and the reason why is because we already have plenty of structure in the receiving core with Calvin Ridley now. On top of, dude, we're already like 3 games out from the Super Bowl with who we have now. We do not need DeAndre Hopkins in any way whatsoever. Jamal Agnew, all your homies.
All my homies.
Yeah.
We love Jamal Agnew.
Hey, anyone who checks this out from BJ Mafia, I appreciate you guys. Also, anyone who checks this out on my side, make sure you check out BJ and make sure you hit up all his socials, which I'm going to list below. Is there any other shout outs or just anything before I say peace out on this Creative Locker podcast episode?
That's it, man. I just want to say thank you yet again, and make sure you guys go follow me on my socials, on Twitter, on YouTube, and you guys can go find me on Instagram too. The link tree will be in the description down below. Aaron will have them posted, and just thank you again, man.
Let's go, dude. And it was always
the Jags.
The Jags, man. It's always us. It's always going to be us. Thanks for tuning into this episode of the Creative Locker podcast. Until next time, peace.